versus Bradley J. Bearden. Mr. Bearden, sir, if you'll raise your hand, I'm going to place you under oath. Do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Lower your hand. All right, your name is Bradley J. Bearden, is that correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Bearden, are you a United States citizen who reads, writes, and speaks English?
Yes.
Have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental condition? In this case, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Mike Head. Are you pleased with Mr. Head and the work that he's done as your attorney?
Yes. Very pleased.
Do you have any questions about any of the paperwork that you have read and signed?
No, sir, not at all.
You understand everything?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Head, do you believe Mr. Bearden to be competent to enter into this agreement? And if so, that he's doing it intentionally, knowingly, and voluntarily after having been informed of his legal rights?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bearden, I see that you are charged by indictment with a third-degree felony offense of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. That does carry a range of punishment of not less than 2 years in prison and up to a maximum 10 years in prison and a possible fine not to exceed $10,000. I see that there is a plea agreement in this case. The recommendation is upon you pleading guilty that the court consider the evidence, assess punishment at 5 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice with a recommendation that that sentence be suspended and you be placed on community supervision for 3 years. In addition, the other terms of the plea are that you would pay a $1,000 fine, court costs of $290, reimbursement fees of $35, and that there would be a weapon forfeiture associated with the prosecution in this case. Mr. Bearden, is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, sir, it is.
Understanding those things, I would ask you at this time, how do you plead to unlawful possession of firearm by felon?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty to that crime because you are in fact guilty of committing that crime?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone threatened you, forced you, or pressured you to plead guilty here today?
No, sir.
All right, the court does accept the defendant's plea of guilt. Mr. Head, any objection to the stipulated evidence?
No objection.
Evidence is admitted and the court takes judicial notice of the defendant's judicial confession. Anything further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
From the defense?
No, sir.
All right, court's going to consider the evidence. All right, the court, having considered the evidence, finds that there is sufficient evidence to convict the defendant of the offense. The court will follow the plea agreement and recommendation. The court hereby convicts the defendant, Bradley J. Bearden, of unlawful possession of firearm by felon, a third-degree felony, assesses punishment at 5 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. The court suspends the sentence, places the defendant on 3 years community supervision. The court orders the defendant to pay a $1,000 fine, court costs of $290, and reimbursement fees of $35. Furthermore, the court does forfeit the weapon that was seized in the prosecution of this matter. Mr. Bearden, you hereby remanded to the custody of the probation department so they can carry out the terms and conditions of the sentence. I'm going to have you come over here to be fingerprinted, Sergeant Martinez. After that, you'll meet with the probation officers.
Thank you.
He signs his notice of appearance. He's free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Norris, just make sure that while you're awaiting the next appearance in court, that you stay in contact with Mr. West, your pretrial release officer. Okay?
Can I get this information?
Yes, you can. He'll meet with you out in the hallway whenever
Okay.
he does with Mr. Sanders.
Okay, Joe.
All right, Ms. Williams is set for arraignment today.
If the police court, Ms. Williams will waive formal reading of the indictment. She's the person named, her name spelled correctly. She's aware of what she's been charged with, and at this time will enter a plea of not guilty.
All right, the court will enter Ms. Williams' plea of not guilty into the record, finds that she's waived the formal requirements of arraignment, and the court will set Ms. Williams for pretrial. Mr. White, are you available on May 26th?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll set, does that give you enough time? That's a little less than 30 days.
The only concern I would have on this, Judge, is I talked to Mr. Hernandez. I believe that there's going to be, because it involves a child, there's probably going to be a CAC, and I believe there's a CPS investigation.
You want to move it to June? We can do, I'll give you a couple days. We can do June 2nd, 4th, or 16th.
1st of June. We do the 16th, Judge.
Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, court sets Ms. Williams in for pretrial June 16th at 9 a.m. Ms. Williams, have you met with the pretrial release officer, Mr. West? Okay, you need to do that before you leave, because there's conditions of pretrial release that you have to comply with.
Yes, sir.
So you want to have us in the hallway. Ms. Burns, can you have Mr. West speak on Ms. Williams? You're ready, Mr. Schmidt.
Susanna Frisbee, Judge.
Ms. Frisbee, if you'll come forward. This is cause number CR 25-230, State versus Susanna Aurora Frisbee. I believe we're set for plea today. Is that correct?
We are, Judge. We're gonna ask to reset Ms. Frisbee's plea to June 2nd. There is a companion CPS case ongoing, and we need to check in on some compliance issues with some of the CPS case work. Come back on this June 2nd, hopefully get it resolved.
Any objections from the state?
The state's in agreement, Your Honor.
All right, the court will note for the record that Ms. Frisbee has been drug tested by the court and she is negative. The court will grant the reset to June 2nd. Plea. 2, State versus Jimmy Don Pickens. Mr. Pickens, if you'll raise your hand, I'm going to place you under oath. Sir, do you swear that the testimony you give to the court today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, sir. You can lower your hand. All right, your name is Jimmy Don Pickens Junior, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Pickens, are you a United States citizen who reads, writes, and speaks English?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental condition?
No, sir.
In this case, you're represented by your attorney, Mr. Nolan White. Are you pleased with Mr. White and the work that he's done for you?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about any of the paperwork that you've read and signed today?
No, sir.
Mr. White, do you believe Mr. Pickens to be competent to enter into this plea agreement? And if so, that he's doing it intentionally, knowingly, voluntarily, after having been informed of his legal rights?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Pickens, I see that you are charged by indictment with a 3rd-degree felony offense of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. That does carry a range of punishment of not less than 2 years or more than 10 years in prison and a fine of not more than $10,000. I see the plea agreement and recommendation is upon you pleading guilty. The state's recommending that the court assess your punishment at 10 years in prison, but they're also recommending that the prison sentence be probated or you be placed on community supervision for 5 years. In addition, you would be ordered to pay a $3,000 fine plus court costs and reimbursement fees. And as part of the plea agreement, state is resolving an unfiled possession of a controlled substance case against you. Is that your understanding of the plea agreement? All right, understanding those things, Mr. Pickens, how do you plead to unlawful possession of firearm by felon?
Guilty, sir.
Are you pleading guilty to that crime because you are guilty of committing that crime?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone threatened you, forced you, or pressured you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilt. Mr. White, any objection to the evidence being admitted?
No, sir.
Simply the evidence is admitted and the court takes judicial notice of the defendant's judicial confession. Anything further from state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything further from defense? No, sir. All right, the court's going to review the evidence. Court, having reviewed the evidence, finds enough evidence to convict the defendant of the offense. The court will follow the plea agreement. Court hereby convicts the defendant, Jimmy Don Pickens Junior, of unlawful possession of firearm by felon. Court assesses punishment at 10 years confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Court suspends the sentence, places the defendant on 5 years community supervision, orders the defendant to pay a $3,000 fine, $290 court costs, and $35 in reimbursement fees. Court also takes into consideration unfiled case DA 2024-1037, possession of controlled substance. All right, Mr. Pickens, you're hereby remanded to the custody of the probation department so they carry out the terms and conditions of the sentence. I'll have you come forward to be fingerprinted with Sergeant Martinez.